Ladies and gentlemen, Saunch here. Welcome back to another episode here on the Bodybuilding News Network, another installment of Bodybuilding Today. Good morning to you. We have some fun conversations, some topics. Mike Sommerfeld sharing some physique updates, Derek Lunsford as well, and Chen Kang, aka Branch 2015, sharing physique updates. So if you're interested, make sure you stay tuned, consider subscribing. But I was very excited, and I want to put this guy on the front of today's video, or one of today's videos, who knows. Mike Sommerfeld sharing a physique update. And I would say for the most part, I thought he was being pretty in the dark as of most of October. Coming into December, around 6-7 weeks out from the Olympia, he started sharing some phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen, phenomenal physique updates, to include this posing routine with none other than Flex Lewis and Flex Wheeler, the two flexes at the, I think this is at Flex Lewis's gym in Las Vegas, the Dragon Lair. Love that gym. I think they're doing great jobs out there. But this guy, Mike Sommerfeld, I'm wondering where he's going to be placing at this year's Olympia. And I'm sure you guys have some thoughts down below as well of where he might be placing, making potentially some improvements off of last year's top 8. I think he placed 7th at the Olympia. So for him to do that and then come into this one, I would assume he's going to make improvements. But ladies and gentlemen, there are so many new faces coming into the Olympia. It really does make me wonder if he really does have a signature look. The socks, although he can't wear the socks on stage, that would be fun. But he does have a somewhat unique look coming into the Classic, although a lot of people are starting to really, I wouldn't say mimic, but have similar looks to Mr. Sommerfeld here. So love to hear your thoughts in the comment sections below. Of course, him doing some side-by-side posing with fellow Olympian and 212 competitor coming into this year's Olympia. Looking comparable. I was actually pretty surprised looking at the footage. I thought that Lucas Coliello, I think is how you pronounce it, I thought they looked pretty competitive. Now, obviously, one's 212 and 2 Classic, but anywho, thought it was an interesting conversation. Moving along here, best of luck and wishes to Mike and Lucas at the Olympia. Derek Lunsford, someone who did not need to qualify for the Open this year with the special invitation. Of course, the most recent stage shots on the side for y'all if you want to, or if you don't know what he looked like at last year's Olympia. Derek is one of these guys that is definitely in the conversation. And I feel like the more I hear, I know I still need to watch Nick Miller's video. He posted his Olympia predictions today, and I know Mark did as well. I'm wondering, where this guy's going to be landing, where he's going to be placing. I think, again, I haven't seen his video, but a lot of people have been saying, they could place either top 3 or top 10 or out of the top 16. Which I think is an absolute, bonkers prediction. That's not even a prediction at all. That's like saying if Big Ramy shows up in shape, 100%, he's going to win the Olympia. And if he doesn't win the Olympia, or if he doesn't come in 100%, he's going to place outside the top 6. Now, that's definitely a possibility, but I feel like it's really not a prediction. It's not a prediction of where someone's going to be placing. It's just generalizing the obvious. But who knows? Maybe that's what our job is as commentators nowadays. Of course, let me know your thoughts down below. Derek Lunsford, just inside 3 weeks, almost at 3 weeks out. These photos and videos are from 4 weeks out, respectively. So, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if he's going to be the widest guy on stage, but I think he's going to have the craziest X taper of anyone on stage coming into this Olympia. But, hey, let me know your thoughts down below. Derek Lunsford, how you're feeling about his special invitation. Where do you see him placing at this year's Olympia? If I do make an Olympia prediction video, at least a top 10, it's hard to place everyone. I know not Derek, but Mark did a phenomenal job putting everyone in a placing, and I think that's just bonkers. But it does give the athlete their due respect for at least qualifying. So, hey, maybe I will, maybe I won't. This is a channel dedicated and focused to advocating for athletes and putting athletes first. So that is something I'm definitely not outside of thinking about doing. So do keep that in mind. But of course, like I said, let me know your thoughts, predictions, critiques potentially. If you have any critiques of Derek Lunsford coming into the Olympia, he's known for the condition. He's known for always being on point. Him and his coach Hani Rambod, they're always in shape. The last Olympia, he came in amazing. And then the few before that, he just barely missed the mark. He came in just a little soft, a little off, and everyone was saying, hey, this is his year. This is his year. And it never was. But last year it was. And this year, who knows? Maybe it is his year for the Olympia. But of course, let me know your thoughts down below. And rounding off the other competitor on today's video, keeping it to 3 as I seem to be able to get plenty of content and conversation pieces for 10 minutes, which is a long video. So of course I appreciate you stopping by. But Branch Chen, or Chen Kang is what he goes by, Branch 2015 on Instagram, and I thought it was actually kind of cool. He was, for the most part, in the dark after winning the Vancouver Pro. Of course, those stage shots on the left and the right respectively. Thought he was, again, one of those guys that wasn't posting too much, or at least my algorithm wasn't telling me that he was posting a lot. But he has been coming out with some phenomenal physique updates on his Instagram. I was joking to myself, I'm like, man, what's up with the China propaganda? But when you think about Americans or Canadians respectively, there's nothing wrong with an American hanging a flag. You can have nation pride. So just something to think about. I'm sure that might have crossed your mind as well. But these most recent physique updates, especially the one we're looking at right now, such amazing leg separation, the cross striations, the deep separation. I don't think there's anyone else going to be in that top 10 that has that level of separation, especially from the front quad, than Mr. Chen Kang has here, at least on Instagram. And to be fair, you will see a posing routine at the very end of his 2019, last time we saw him on the Olympia stage in 2019. You're going to see his leg separation does translate from stage and Instagram. And that's sometimes a discrepancy. People's physiques look amazing on Instagram, but they never look that way on stage. I think that this guy is an absolute freak. The conditioning already looks spot on. I think he's going to be an absolute threat. Definitely as someone who is going to be potentially outside the conversation, as he hasn't competed in a couple of years, at least at the Olympia stage. I'm not sure if he just took time off, or he had an injury, or if there's visa issues with the pandemic. China was pretty crazy about that, or at least controlled it very well after they released it onto the earth. That's at least my opinion. But anywho, him sharing more and more physique updates as we get closer and closer to the Olympia, and I can't expect him to place outside the top 10. I haven't looked at the full lineup of classic physique. I'm not sure who's on point, who's not. I'm sure CPC has been doing some good coverage of the classic physique and all those guys coming into the Olympia. Definitely subscribe to CPC Bodybuilding over on Instagram, or at least follow it. He does a phenomenal job. Definitely one of those rising channels that I really think people need to pay more and more attention to. He's doing, I think, the best at covering classic physique. But anywho, this is him from the 2019 Mr. Olympia, one of the best lit and backdrops. I mean, it's just, they did such a good job compared to the 2021, which was hot garbage with the fireworks and the flashing and the LED screens. I absolutely hated it. But 2019, they had it spot on. If they can replicate that, I think it's going to be an absolute phenomenal Olympia. 3 weeks out, I will be there, so look for me at the expo. I'll be there all 4 days, rolling around with my camera, trying to just record some phenomenal content for you. And then in the when they have prejudging and finals for the different, at least men's divisions, I'll cover women's fitness and bodybuilding as well. I will be there, so definitely look out for me. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.